Hi everybody, welcome back to Mofo's Lessons. Happy Black History Month. This also marks 2 years since I've been in LA, and I've learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about the city. I've learned so much about the culture. I have a lot of personal lessons I want to tell you guys, and I have a lot of practical lessons. So if you're thinking about moving to LA, you want to watch this episode. I cannot wait to share it all with you guys. My first impression of the city was that there were a lot of people. I remember actually driving through K-Town when I first moved here, thinking like, wow, like there's so many businesses here. And just coming from a small town, LA is like very like compact. You could be on one block and there would be like 100 businesses just on that one block alone. So that was really interesting to see, especially as like a business owner and entrepreneur. Just seeing that like people can have businesses and sustain businesses, seeing different races of people, so many different areas and groups of people here. And I think like that diversity is really what first drew me to moving to LA. And it also surprised me, like just kind of like the pace of everything. I thought LA would kind of be like New York, where like, you know, everybody's running on the go. But it was actually a lot slower than what New York was. It was a lot more chill. So that was kind of surprising. When I first got to LA, I technically didn't have an apartment. I had put a deposit down for this one apartment that I had seen, and like they just took my money. Like they didn't send me a lease, they didn't do anything. They just literally took my money. So my first day actually in LA, I was like running around the city trying to find an apartment, and luckily I was able to find an apartment same day. It was so expensive in the Hollywood Hills. It was like $2,500 a month, and I hated that apartment. Like, oh my gosh. Like, it was just one thing. If you live in the hills, just know that like you're going to have bugs, and like all just different types of bugs. You're going to have roaches. You're going to have spiders. You're going to have snakes. You're going to have deer. You're going to have coyotes. Yeah, you're going to just have so many wildlife and critters if you live in those Hollywood Hills. If you move to LA, I think that you have to be an ambitious person. When I first moved here, I didn't even have a job. Not only did I didn't have a place, I didn't have a job. All I really had was $20,000 in savings and a dream. And that 20,000 savings with that 25K of rent, it went away in like 6 months. So like in 6 months of moving here, I was literally completely broke. And I'm not even talking about like, oh, you know, broke, but got like money on the credit cards. No, I'm talking about like, I am broke. Like, I don't know how I'm going to be able, I can't even pay for parking. Like, that's how broke I am. So that was like 6 months into LA. Like, all of my money went to rent and just like being able to exist out here. You have to be able to pay for parking. Those little small charges like add up, like paying $10 every day to go park somewhere. Like that adds up, like paying $20 for a meal. And sometimes like you will go somewhere and you'll like think that the price of the meal is this amount, and then you get hit with a whole different amount. And also like the sales tax is so high in California. I think the sales tax is like 9.25%. So basically everything that you're going to be buying in LA, you have to times it by like 10%, because that's how much the sales tax is. And there's sales tax on everything, I believe, except for groceries is the only thing that there's no sales tax. It's just expensive living in LA. So that's something that, you know, surprised me. Also, you know, I learned in LA that people really will try you. Like I had a boss that really tried me. And I feel like in LA, I feel like this is also similar to Georgia too. Like I think that people expect you to kind of like roll over, but you have to be able to like stand your ground. I think that you don't have to be an aggressive person, but I think that you have to be somebody that has like self-respect within yourself, because if you're not able to stand up for yourself, people will literally just walk all over you here. Like literally everybody will walk all over you, your boss, your coworkers, your friends, everybody. So you have to have like kind of strong boundaries and a strong sense of self when you move to LA. The next thing I think that is super important if you're living in LA or wanting to live in LA is networking. Although it took me 6 months to find a job when I first moved out here, I literally went to every single networking event that there was on like being put in LA in that 6 months. Like I was looking on Facebook groups, I was looking on Eventbrite, I was following all content creators, I was following business pages. I did the LA Women's Expo, like I networked there. Like I met so many different people, and I've like been a part of a lot of things because I was able to network, and I was not scared to go to anything by myself. Even still to this day, like I'm not scared to go to any type of event by myself. I'm not scared to look crazy. I'm not scared to act crazy. Like that's just what you have to do when you live in LA. You have to be open and be available to everyone. If you want to make it in this city, like that's just what you're going to have to do. So if you're not like a personable person, or you're not one of those people that feels comfortable like going out by yourself, like you're going to have to be able to do that. And honestly, LA is actually the perfect place to do that. And to learn how to do that, because there are so many people here that are not from LA. You have literally people from every single continent here who've come here with nothing and nobody, that have made a life for themselves. So why can't you? And also people are a lot nicer in LA because a lot of people are transplant. That whole spiel about LA always being sunny, so a lot of people are shady. I haven't really met too many shady characters, but maybe, I'm about to be 30, so maybe my discernment is a little bit more on point versus if I would like moved here when I was 21. But yeah, like I felt like that was something that really surprised me. I was expecting everybody to be like bougie and uptight, but I actually love almost every single person that I've met here in LA. Like, and that's shocking because I usually don't like a lot of people. The cost of living in LA. So this is a big deal because I'm not gonna lie, like LA seems like it's one of those places where it's easy to find like a high paying job. And when I say high paying, I'm saying like anything over like $70,000 a year. But LA has been the hardest place I've ever lived to find a job. And that's with a degree, with a pretty good resume. I mean, I think I look good. And I think that helps too with, getting hired. I think I'm an articulate person. I have a pretty decent following on social media, but like none of that stuff helped me get a job, to be quite honest. And I think like when you're searching and doing research on moving to LA, like you see on Indeed these super high paying jobs like 70, 80, 90, $100,000, but like you have to know people. Like it's just what it is. And if you don't know people, then you have to get to know people. It's hard. When I first moved here, I was Instacarting, I was door dashing, I was Uber eating, I was doing all of the like delivery apps. I couldn't even get on like Amazon deliveries because they said it was like so saturated out here in LA that they weren't hiring new drivers. So if you plan on like doing that and coming out here, I would say make sure you know like your area, because it doesn't make sense for you to pick up an order in Burbank and then have to drop it off in freaking downtown LA in like 5 o'clock traffic. It's going to take you at least an hour to go grocery shopping if you're doing Instacart, and then to transport all the way to downtown and then drop everything off. That's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So it's like, and if the order was $30, you only made $15 an hour, and your rent is, between 1,800 and 2,500 a month. I think that was something that surprised me too, is that I thought I was going to be able to come here and have like all these backup plans, but realistically the backup plans failed. And also LA roads are super jacked up, like, and janky. And so like sometimes you'll be driving, and all of a sudden the road just like dips and you hit the front of your car and you start messing up your car, and you did all that for $20. Like you messed up your car, you wasted gas, you put miles on your car, you went grocery shopping, and then everybody lives in an apartment here. So then not all apartments have elevators. So it's like you might have to take 10 cases of water up some stairs, or there's no parking in the area. So then you get a ticket after you've delivered your stuff off. So I would say, like, if you plan on moving to LA, don't rely heavily on those driver apps. Like, if you have to do it just to sustain and, like, get somewhere or get a couple extra dollars in your pocket, that's cool. But, like, don't make that, like, your main priority hustle. Like, that's not going to be able to be your hustle in LA, especially as a new person. You don't really know the areas. You don't know really about traffic. You don't know the neighborhoods you're in. And it can get kind of scary just like doing that super late at night. And, it's just not really like a smart thing to do, I would say. So that's something to keep in mind. I think also something that's super important is how you grocery shop. And I think like moving to LA, I've literally lost like 10 pounds because I only eat kind of like whole foods. Because when you go to the store, like a Ralph's or a Vaughn's, a box of Cheez-Its is like $6 for something like that. Or like a bag of chips is like 5-7 bucks. So you can't really eat unhealthy unless you have like the money to do so. So like once I started eating like whole foods, like more beans and lentils and meat and rice and veggies, then like my grocery budget kind of shrunk. So I think I try to spend like around $100 a week on groceries, and that's like with groceries, toiletries, hair stuff, soap, body lotion, toilet paper, all of that. Like I probably spend a total of $400 a month on that. My rent is maybe I spend like 1,900 on rent alone, and that's with parking. And I would say like if you do move to LA, like and you have a car, like you need an apartment with parking. Like that's one of those non-negotiable things. And LA is always having like special events all the time. So like that parking might be good this week, but like next week they could be shooting a movie in your neighborhood and like nobody can park there. Like it's just that simple. So I would say like always make sure that you're um like monthly expenses are as low as they possibly could be. So if you move to like Santa Monica or Venice or anywhere closer to the beach, it's going to be more expensive than that. Beverly Hills, or even if you move like closer to the colleges, it's like super expensive. Like to live near UCLA, it's like 2,400 a month just to even have it with roommates. Like, so make sure that you know what area you want to live in, and try to get work as close as your apartment as possible. Going to work and coming home from work an hour for sure. So, and I don't live that far from my job. So I would say like that's for 10 miles. It takes me over an hour to get home from work. In LA, it is a bus kind of city. Like you will be able to take the bus. So like you don't really necessarily need a car. I have a car. I recommend having a car. I'm just a person that like feels like you can't really make a lot of money unless you have a car, because you have to spend money to go everywhere. So I guess it's just all depending on where you live, what you do. So if you're working a from home job and you live in like a decent neighborhood, you can walk to get your groceries. Even if you're living in kind of like a crummy neighborhood, you can still walk and get your groceries. Nobody really bothers you in LA. And, well, it's just like every city. Like you got to just have that like look, just that like resting face. You know what face I'm talking about. So I feel like you don't need a car. You can definitely take the bus. There's 1,000 different bus lines here. There's the metro line. I've been on all of them. Are they safe? It's public transportation. Did I feel like I was going to be robbed? No. Did I feel like the bus was cold and smelt not great? Yes. But if I had to take the bus again, I would take the bus again. Like don't let people talk you out of catching the bus, because there's a lot of people that commute that way. And honestly, it's nice to be able to just like sit back, relax, and like get to work. Either way, you're going to be in traffic because you're on the bus. So you just have to pick your battle. But I don't think it's a place where you actually have to have a car. But I do think that there's more opportunities that are open to you if you do have a car. So you can take that advice however you want to take it. This is the part of the show that I actually think is the most important part, and that is having a community. I feel like community is hard in LA, not because people don't want to make community with you, but because if you don't live in like the same part of town, then just commuting to somebody's house is just like too much, especially at 5 o'clock. So try to find like events in your area. Look on Facebook, look on Eventbrite, and like just meet some people, even in your apartments. Like you'll be taking out the trash one day. Make sure you speak to everybody in the elevator, because you just never know like who's gonna help you bring your couch up from downstairs, or who's gonna, be there for you if you get sick and your parents can't reach you or something like that. So it's good. Like my car transmission went out in December and I had to pay $2,500 out of that. And like, I didn't have that money at all. And so, I was just like super depressed and super sad about it. But like my friend Jerika, shout out to Jerika, she brought me a carton of milk, and just her bringing that, like it helped me. And just just seeing her face, like just for a minute while I was going through that hard time, like that really helped. So like make sure you build a community, like go meet people, talk to people first. And like it doesn't have to be like, oh, like because that girl is black and I'm black, like we have to talk to each other. Like you should talk to everybody. Like literally LA is not a place where race, gender, sexual orientation, none of that matters here. Like we're all just people. And that's what I love the most about LA, is that everybody's on their own type of time. Everybody's like pursuing their own dreams. Everybody has their own background. Everybody has their own journey. But like having access to people that like can help you out in your time of need, and also like just be a friend for you and be there for you and just be your support system and be a community for you. Like that is the most important thing. And I also think like you can build that, like going to church too. Going to church helped me build a community. Going to like college events or just anything, like you can literally meet people. Like I'm literally sitting in the middle of a freaking park right now, and there's 100 people that have walked past me, and everybody is looking at me, I'm looking at them, and I'm smiling at them, they're smiling at me, everybody's trying to see what I'm on. And that's just how it is living in LA. Everybody just lets you do you, and like you mind your business, they mind their business. And through this episode, people have stopped to talk to me, ask me what I like to do or what I'm doing, and that's cool. Like I have no problem with nobody, asking me that. But I also too have my taser right between my legs right here, just in case anybody try to get funny, because I don't play those type of games. And you can't play those type of games because you never know what people be on. And that's in every city. That's not just LA. So you gotta watch yourself. What I'm trying to say is that I absolutely love LA. I feel like LA was the best choice I could have ever made for a city. I don't know if I'll leave LA. I don't know if this is home forever. I love going to the beach. I love just being able to like come to a new city and just like reinvent myself and meet new people and have new experiences. And I love almost every single person I've met in LA. But overall, like I love this city. I love everything that it has to offer. I love the culture. I love the vibes. I just love being able to be somewhere and being able to like completely be myself, because everybody's minding their business and their own grind. And I also love that everybody is trying to do something better for themselves. My best advice that I can give to anybody moving to LA, there are people that literally come to this country with nothing but the clothes on their back, nothing but their kids, nothing, not even knowing the language. And like they make a life for themselves and for their families. Coming to this country and being able to like make communities and build their life out here, like that is super, super, super motivating for somebody who's from this country, who went to good schools or decent schools, went to college. If they can make it here, you can make it here. And like that's the best advice I can give anybody. LA is home, and every challenge that I've ever had was worth it. Really thank my mom, my brother, my aunt Andy, my aunt Sonora, my cousins, Malik, Aaron, Vaughn, like just everybody who's just sat on the phone with me, listened to my tears, sent me money, and my family. Just like they've made this all possible for me. The fact that I'm able to be out in LA, like pursuing my dreams, doing exactly what I want to do. I'm going back to school. I've been able to be flexible with my career, and I've created a little life for me. I'm very proud of myself, and I'm very happy. And you can see, because guess what? Happy hoes ain't hating, and hating hoes ain't happy. And if I wasn't happy, I wouldn't look this good. Okay. If you guys have any questions about moving to LA or anything like that, please DM me. Like I'm always down to help somebody. And yeah, so tune in next time for the next episode, and I will see y'all later.